Amazing how a word, socialized healthcare, has been hijacked to be a scary thing for so long, when really it's just a lack of understanding by those who really support the idea that everyone should have access to healthcare. Yeah, I think too many people don't realize there is an entire segment of the US population that has socialized medicine and has for many decades. And that's the US military. I am an Air Force brat. My dad spent 30 years in the Air Force. I was raised with socialized medicine, and it really baffles me that so many conservatives are against it, especially like conservative members of the military. Like that's what y'all have for healthcare. Y'all had Champus and then TRICARE. I grew up in a system of socialized medicine where my dad was a doctor in a hospital that was run on a socialized medicine system. I candy striped all through high school in an Air Force hospital. I'm really familiar with that system of healthcare. It's so baffling to me that universal healthcare has been villainized amongst the general population. No, it shouldn't be baffling, because it is for-profit healthcare that has made sure that they lobby Congress, that they put out messaging that makes all of us afraid of socialized medicine. I'm not supposed to say socialized medicine because that freaks people out. I'm supposed to say universal healthcare or Medicare for all, because then people don't get triggered by the really scary S word. That lingering McCarthyism that still underpins so much of our society. It's all of that Rush Limbaughfication of our cultural conversations around this word, socialism. Right, and I have not-for-profit healthcare now. I have Kaiser as my not-for-profit health insurance. Also a good plan. Also a plan that is not perfect, but is so much better and less expensive, and you get better access to care than under for-profit healthcare plans, where CEOs rake in $50 million a year in their giant bonus packages. And the more patients' claims that they deny, the more people they kill with their pencil pushing, the bigger their profit margin. We should never, ever, ever have allowed healthcare to be run on a for-profit system where these corporations, their bylaws mean that they must prioritize profit over your life. Their priority is always squeezing more pennies out of us, even if it shortens our lifespan, even if it actively kills us. Why are we the people doing that in this country? I mean, you could take a little gander over on NASDAQ.com and go see which of your congressmen and senators own an awful lot of single stocks in for-profit healthcare corporations like United Healthcare. Go see how many of them, even the ones you think are the good ones, are trading and profiting off of for-profit healthcare because they own stocks. I'm just going to beat this dead horse, just like AOC does. Members of Congress should not be allowed to trade in single stocks. It is an inherent conflict of interest. If they are making money off of for-profit healthcare, and we're talking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars that members of Congress make off of single stocks for-profit healthcare, if they are making that kind of money, they are disincentivized to get universal healthcare for all of us. You want to talk drain the swamp? Start by banning members of Congress from being able to trade in single stocks. Because if they are looking at the fact that, gosh, I've got $250,000 in United Healthcare or in fucking Cigna or Aetna, and gosh, I know universal healthcare is, but you know what? The healthcare industry is lobbying me, and they're courting me, and they're telling me when I retire that I could go work for their board, or I could be a lobbyist for them a couple years after I retire. Gosh, all of that is just really... Do we need universal health care in this country? Are things really that bad? No, I think myself, a senator, I'm definitely not influenced by all of these stocks that I own. I'm definitely not influenced by the lobbyists. I'm definitely not influenced by the prospect of how much money I can make after I get out of the Senate if I go work for-profit health care. No. It's definitely my completely unbiased opinion that now's not the time. We shouldn't fight for universal health care. Do you see the inherent conflict of interest, right? This is absolutely the time when the surrender Dems have failed us, when they refuse to hold the line for 51,000 American lives every year that will be lost because the Republicans are getting their way on ACA cuts, on Medicaid. 51,000 Americans will die every year. Do you know how many Americans are also dying because of private for-profit health insurance? Millions of us are dying, y'all, so that corporations can profit, so that Republicans and even some Democrats can fuck us out of the basic human right of access to healthcare. Now is the time. Now is the time we move and move big. Too many elected officials in both parties have been very content to either give us nothing to try and take away access to healthcare, or to just make us content with little scraps. We see folks like Zoran Mamdani getting elected. We see Katie Wilson getting elected in Seattle. Why not push for universal health care if you explain it to people in detail. If you take away the scary words and you explain the policies, explain how their lives will be significantly better, how they will save so much money. In the long run, they will have better health care. Now's the time. I truly believe now is the time to push for universal health care. And also to primary elected officials who don't want it for us, who are more concerned with their stocks than they are with our health and our lives. Now's the time to elect folks. We, the people, still have the power. We have the power at the ballot box. We have power in lots of other places, but we definitely have the power at the ballot box. We should be demanding universal health care now. No more pussyfooting around. No more small moves from the Dems. Put forward a compelling platform and policies that will make our lives better.